We think of 6 months of course material as an immovable mountain of paper, but we will condense that entire volume into a 14-day planner. The 80/20 Academic Accelerator isolates the specific subset of information that determines your final grade, stripping away the noise that usually consumes your study time. To execute this, you need 3 assets: your complete course syllabus, 3 years of past exam papers, and a blank 14-day calendar. The most common cause of failure is attempting to memorize everything. Treating all data as equal dilutes your ability to master the concepts that actually matter. Academic success is the result of ruthlessly identifying and eliminating non-essential information. Lay out your syllabus. Your first task is to cross out the administrative filling, the introductory summaries, and the low-weighted weekly quizzes. These sections often account for half the document, creating a false sense of scale that hides the actual core requirements. Take those past exams and find where the questions link back to the syllabus modules. When you see a single module appearing across multiple years of tests, you've found a priority. These recurring patterns represent the high-yield core. Isolate these modules until you are left with exactly 20% of the original syllabus. If you find yourself highlighting more than that, you haven't been selective enough. You will likely feel a strong urge to include more material just in case. Most students struggle to abandon the remaining 80% because it feels like they are leaving points on the table. Statistically, that discarded material yields the lowest return on your time. Attempting to learn it often comes at the expense of mastering the core. Once you have these core modules identified, the rest of the syllabus becomes completely irrelevant to your 2-week sprint. Now we move to the 14-day calendar. This grid is where the abstract concepts become a concrete schedule. Break your isolated high-yield core into 10 equal blocks of material. Avoid the temptation to front-load the most difficult concepts into the first few days. Pacing your most complex blocks prevents the burnout that typically ends a cram session by day 3. Assign your 10 blocks to the first 10 days of the calendar. This leaves the final 4 days on the grid completely open. This strategy, called compression mapping, uses a tight deadline to force your brain into a state of high-intensity focus. Days 11 through 14 are reserved exclusively for comprehensive review and synthesis. Without this 4-day buffer, the information learned during the sprint will not have time to consolidate, leading to memory failure during the actual exam. The 6-month timeline has been reduced to a sequence of 10 daily blocks and a final 4-day review. Now that the schedule is set, we must address how you study. Passive reading is no longer an option during these 14 days. Every block on your calendar must be executed through active recall. Follow this loop. Start with a practice test, grade your answers immediately, and then conduct a targeted review of the specific concepts you missed. This process forces your brain to retrieve information under pressure, which mimics the environment of the exam hall far more accurately than rereading notes. High-friction testing, combined with a compressed schedule, ensures that you spend your time only on the gaps in your knowledge. Take a moment to look at your finished calendar. You have removed the intellectual noise and the guesswork that usually derails long-term study plans. Where a standard syllabus provides an endless list of reading, this calendar provides a specific starting point and a clear daily objective. You now have an optimized set of daily instructions. You know exactly what to study, and more importantly, exactly when to stop. Start the system now. Close this video, set a 60-minute timer, and execute your first block for day 1. Mastery follows the decision to narrow your focus. By choosing what to ignore, you gain control over what you learn.